Summer, 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 summer. Summer brings heat, usually. Now it's around, I think that's too hot. It's about, I don't know, 19, 20 degrees in London. Last week, however, was about, what was it, 27-ish? It's been quite hot before. And probably will get hotter again soon. So that's why I thought that we could make a handmade fan out of paper, DIY. And all you need really is 3 papers, a glue stick, and popsicles, or I'm gonna use 2 knives. These are wooden knives, so they make a good handle. Now, to those of you new here, my name is Charlotta, and I run art classes in London under London Art Nanny. And now, since lockdown, we've been doing these online art sessions here on my channel. And we've been doing quite a lot of things, haven't we? Let me see who's here. Caleb and Neva have joined. And Calligraph, hello, thank you for joining as well. and yes, what was I saying? Yes, we're getting the papers out and we're gonna do a bit of crafting. Now I'm gonna turn this one so that you can see the table down here where I've got all this stuff going on. Let's put it a bit closer like that. Should be able to see okay now, I think. Like that. So you see the table. Now this one is made with the rainbow pattern. And if you remember, it starts with red. So it has 7 colors. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and purple. So you can choose to make this design, but as I've made this already, I thought to show you a second option in case you want to try a different one. This is quite fun though. I really like how this turned out, and I made this about like 2 years ago, and it still lasted, and I actually use it in the summertime. So yeah, if you want to make this design, go for it. Let me see. Hi Charlotte, and hi Navin as well. Artemis is here. Fun to have you joining again. That's awesome. I turned the camera down now. It was up before, but I turned it this way so you can see my table a little bit clearer. So I can show you in this angle instead. So that is the colors of the rainbow. If you want to do that, go for it. But I will now show you to make a watermelon. We're gonna use 3 red papers and 1 green. Now, if you don't have colored paper, don't worry about it. You can just use a white paper and then you color it in with whatever colors you have. If you have watercolors or markers or crayons or whatever leaves a red mark on your paper. You can even use beetroot, you know. Beetroot leaves a really strong, vibrant color. But as I had these red papers laying around, I'm going to use these ones. And afterwards, we will fold them. But first, we will make the background. So as I'm making 3 papers, I'll start with 1. And then I'm going to cut a slice of green to glue on the sides to make like the outside of the watermelon. And if you start with this design, then you do the same. But make the rainbow design from this side to here. So from red to purple and then back to red again, because this one is going to be folded. So what I will do first is I'm going to use my very well-used ruler. Look at this, it has paint and stuff on it, but never mind, it still does its purpose. And then I'm going to make a little line like this. And we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these green ones. So let me see if I can just cut this one out. I'm actually gonna fold it in half so I can cut 2 at once. Like that. So 6 of these green ones, and they will be glued to both sides of an A4. And we'll chop it up like this. How are you guys, by the way? I didn't even ask you. How rude of me. How are you guys? Let me know in the chat box if you're joining in on the crafts and from where in the world you're joining. And if you have the summer heat there yet, or if it's still cold where you are. So you see, these ones are going to be glued on the sides like that. And then we're going to make the black dots in the middle. So we need 1, 2. And you know, I didn't measure how thick it is. It's just a few centimeters. It's not so precise. It's very, very rare that I use a ruler when I create something, because I am a strong believer in that it's not so precise, and it's more fun when it's a little bit more individual, especially in drawings when you're drawing something. But that's a personal preference. I know some artists love using rulers and making really, really precise lines. But no, I'm more of a freehand kind of drawer. Anyways, now we have 6 of these. Let me put that one on the side. Who else do we have here? Mila. Trying to get Mila to stop playing in the mud. Oh, but you know what? Playing in the mud is fun as well. So let her enjoy if that's what she's up to today. I was thinking to make this. It looks, now the light is so strong you might not see. Let me just cover the light. This is like really light green. And I wanted to make it a bit darker. So I'm going to use one of these markers to make a line of green on the edge. So make it like that, all the way down. Do you guys like watermelon? They are so sweet and juicy. And I also like the look of it. I like the design with the green and red and the black dots. It looks quite cool. Okay, so this one is gonna be a little bit darker green. I might even use a darker one. Let's see how it turns out when it's dried. These Pro markers, I really like them. And you can blend them in with different shades. And they are quite like wet. So they spread quite nicely. And then they have one thicker side and one for smaller details. They aren't the cheapest, but they are very good quality. These ones I've even had, I don't know how many years I've had them. I had them for a very long time, at least like 3 years. And still they work really well. So I believe that it's worth investing a little bit more and have good quality stuff when you're doing your art, rather than trying to buy bargains and then they don't last and they dry out so quickly. And you know, my worst allergy is dried out markers. I find them so annoying. It starts itching everywhere when they stopped working. So yeah, invest in good quality art supplies so that they last longer, instead of just keep buying new all the time. To be fair, I haven't used these ones that much. But I mean, they haven't dried out. I'm actually surprised. I had to test them before I started this class and they were all still working. So we'll make a darker line. Viro is here as well. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. You're joining from Indonesia, and I think you probably have warmer weather than we do, so you might have even more use for this fan. Remember 2 years ago when we had the really hot summer, and in London we don't really have air conditioning in many flats, so that was boiling hot, and that was the summer when I made this first one, the rainbow hand fan. That was boiling, and even in the buses in London, we don't have any air condition whatsoever. So for me, the comfort level is 25 degrees. Anything hotter than 25 degrees, if I'm not in air condition, it's too much. Okay, there's one. What I'm gonna do now is, let's put this one underneath so I don't get glue on my table. I always say this to my clients, to use table covers and aprons to protect your clothes and your table, but I rarely do it myself. So you see I have like paint on my clothes and paint on my table and glue on my table and whatnot, but I recommend protecting your clothes and protecting your table. Okay, so you see I'm putting these green bits on the outer side, like that. And I'm gonna repeat this on all 3 papers. I wonder if Rania and Milla are joining today. They normally tune in from Finland as well. Byro is saying, yes, my country is very hot. I need air condition every day. Yeah, luckily you have air condition. Makes it easier to manage. Do you have a hand fan though? One of these paper fans? If you don't, you should grab a paper and get crafting with us for when you go outside and there's no air conditioning. I haven't made one with this design before, so it will be fun to see how it turns out. This one is going to be a little bit bigger than the other one because I turned the paper the other way around. So I'm gluing all of these on the sides. And then I'm, of course, getting glue all over my fingers. That is part of the process. ZA artwork, all of you would like to friend me. Someone would like to befriend me. Well, we're all friends here. Are you doing art with us today? That is what this live is about, to do art and arts and crafts together and create something out of nothing. And today we're doing paper crafts and we're making a hand fan. There we go. I wonder if Artemis is making a watermelon or a rainbow fan. It always makes me super happy to see afterwards how yours turned out. So do remember to show me on Instagram, tagging LDN Art Nanny. Now I believe that these ones could be even nicer if I made the outlines even more green. Let's see, I've got like plenty of green markers here. Put this away. So, I hope you can see me clearly. Can you see me okay? Let's see, have I missed anyone? If you are here, I can see 10 people are joining us right now. If you are here, please say hello in the chat box so I can see who I'm talking to. So fun to see that 11 of you are now part of this stream. Now I'm gonna make a little bit of green, darker green here, far out. Let's see how that works out. So dark green, lighter green, and then super light green. That one is spreading a bit. Never mind. And to those of you who haven't noticed yet, or if you're new to this channel, I also run art classes on Zoom. That means London Art Nanny is global these days. So you can tune in from anywhere in the world and get creative with me in a private setting. And this is from 6 years old. There's a link in the description. And in the description, you can also find links to art supplies that I use. And this is affiliate links to Amazon. And you can find all of these art supplies on there. Okay, now I got a darker green on the outside and then lighter green going in. Kind of think, again, I'm not a big fan of these super strong straight lines, but it's okay, I guess. And then I'm gonna take a black one. And then we make the dots in the middle. Let me move that one on top so in case you're making the rainbow one, you can see how it looks like. So, black lines, no, black dots. Just here and there. Again, it's no precise line or amount of dots, just here and there, however you want to make them. And afterwards, we will fold it into this kind of creases, and then we'll add the wooden knives, or if you have popsicles or anything like that. If you don't have, you can also cut out stronger cardboard and put that instead. It was just to have something to hold on to. Making this kind of pattern is quite actually calming. It's almost like drawing those mandalas. I don't know if you're into mandalas and Zentangles. I do a lot of them. Here's a fish I made with a Zentangle pattern. And it's very meditative when you're just drawing different patterns. And you don't need to think so much about the design. Just drawing whatever comes to mind. So now that I've completed one of these, I'm going to show you how I fold them. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit more green, darker green here, because I don't like that line. There. I hope that you can see me okay and hear me okay. If not, let me know. There, it's nicer with a bit thicker line, I think. So I'm gonna make that on the other side as well. So now I have 3 levels of green. Dark green, middle tone, and light. Okay, so once we have the design finished, and of course you don't have to make the exact same design as I do, you can make anything on your paper. This is just what I decided to make on mine. Don't know why the image is a little bit grainy on the screen. I hope you can see me okay though. Anyways, so we will now fold the creases, and I'll start from one down, and I'm using a bit thicker card, so I'm gonna have to fold it really properly to make those creases. If you have thinner paper, it will be easier for you to fold it. I chose thicker card today. And then just more or less try to make it evenly like this. And it's in a zigzag, so back and forth and back and forth. And then back again. There. And back again. This kind of method is quite fun when you're doing pop-up cards as well. And if you want something to pop up when you open the card, you can use this kind of zigzag. But always remember to make super strong creases so it opens up nicely. And again, I'm folding it backwards. And let's make the crease, maybe on this side. Last week I mentioned that I'm waiting for some new die cuts, and they are being sent over from a crafting shop called In Love Art Shop. So that will be a sponsored video by that shop, and I'm super excited because last time the dies that they sent were really, really nice. So I'm looking forward to seeing the ones they send over now and making something fun out of that. And also, I don't know if some of you might be friends with Dina Tollefson here on YouTube. She does beautiful artworks, and she also makes art competitions and challenges. And she has an art challenge coming up now. She just posted it, was it yesterday or today? I saw it today, and that's the Bluebird Art Challenge. So that's another video that's coming up on this channel. I'll take part of that challenge and create a bluebird artwork. And I actually feel like making a paper mache this time. Paper mache is one of my favorite materials to use. I do a lot of paper mache works. So I think I'm gonna make a paper mache bird for that challenge. Let's see if I find time. So now you saw me folding it in half and then gluing it together like this. So this is one part. Oops, I need to let it dry. The glue is opening up there. So this is one part of the fan. And now we have 3 more parts to make, and then we glue it together. Okay? But now you get the idea. So if you are making a quicker design than me and you're taking it in your own time, don't worry about it. Now you know how to make it. So I'll put that one over here so you can see that design as well. Do you see it from there? So now again, let's take the darker green. Hemu R, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you? Is it hot yet in your part of the world? We are making paper fans to keep us cool this summer. And I am today making one with a watermelon pattern. And before I made one of these rainbow ones. That's a couple of years ago, and there's also a video on how I made that paper fan. You just need to scroll back in time a bit because that was quite a while ago. I think I had short hair when I made that video, if I remember correctly. Well, this marker is bleeding a little bit to the side, but that's okay. I'll just cover it a bit with another line like that. Also, Father's Day is coming up soon, so I think we need to make some sort of a Father's Day craft as we did for Mother's Day. Does anyone have any good ideas for Father's Day crafts? I think I'll make some sort of a pop-up card again because that's one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites, paper mache and pop-up cards. Now again, I'm not using a table cover, so it's all going here, but never mind. This is my art table. And I'm not that bothered, but if you're sitting at a nicer table, do use table covers. You can just use a newspaper if you don't have table covers, just to protect the surface. Okay, I think that should be all right. And then we'll make the black dots in the middle again. I know that Caleb and Neva are doing this chat. Simone mentioned that she'll leave it on for you guys. She had to pop out, I think. But hi to you guys. I hope you're still working on your fans, and I'm looking forward to seeing how yours turned out once we finished. And you know, it's not so precise because once you fold this paper together, as you see on this one, it doesn't show that precisely where all the black dots are. If you want to make it evenly, you can measure it with a ruler, but as mentioned before, I prefer freehand drawing and just roughly here and there. I'm trying to make it a little bit like so they're not completely in the same line. A little bit spread out like this, but just with an eye measure. I think one last row around here. And this one is done. I think this would be a nice handmade gift as well. Maybe you could make this for Father's Day. And then make a design of something that your dad likes. And it could be quite fun. If he likes watermelons, you could make this, but if you prefer something else, you could be creative in that process. So again, I'm folding the zigzag back and forth like that. If you've joined recently, please say hello in the chat box so I know who's here and who I'm talking to. I'm folding it one more time. Making the crease stronger. There we go. You know, since lockdown, don't know if you've seen the video. I made a big rainbow here behind me in the window. And I thought now that we're easing the lockdown, that I'll make a new display. So now that we had the rainbow in the window and that one, the lockdown is easing, I thought we could make a summer display. So I'm gonna put a lot of like flowers and this watermelon and other stuff in the window, because I think it's quite a fun idea to use your window as a display for your artworks and to kind of cheer up your neighborhood a little bit during these challenging times. So I'll make a summer display in my window. So I guess that's gonna be another project coming up on this channel. I've got a lot of projects that I want to do though. Don't know how I'll find time for everything, but I'll manage somehow. Minna, Charlotta, hey, på dig. I wonder if it's Ronja and Milla writing from Minna Charlotta's account. But it's fun to see that you're here. And I'm looking forward to seeing how your fans turn out, because it's always so fun that you're sending in your finished artworks. I always post them on my stories afterwards, because it's always so fun to see how they turn out. Now you see I've folded it like this. And now I'm gonna fold it in half like this, making those ends meet and then folding it down here. And now once you've folded it like this, we're gonna put a bit of glue in here. And I mean, these crafts are for all ages, really. I don't think you ever get too old for crafting. I guess it's more that, you know, if you enjoy crafting or not, or if you find time for it. Sometimes us adults tend to get a little bit too busy. But I think that's something positive with the lockdown, is that we all had to slow down, I guess. So now I'm gluing that one together, and then I'm gonna glue it together with this one. So adding glue to this side. You know, during this lockdown, we've done a lot of classes in my art studio over internet. So I got like a bunch of kids crafts in my art studio now. All of those toilet paper roll crafts that I've done with kids. And I also seen, I really like the ones that you sent in, Ronja and Milla. The Moomin ones, they really turned out super great. Let's see if this one is working like it should. I'm a little bit scared to stretch it too much so that it doesn't open up the glue. But that should be fine. There. Now it's like that. And now we need the last one. I might even need to make one more, you know. Let's see if it's enough. Because now I folded it the other way around than I usually do. So let's see if I need to make one more or if one will be enough when I start stretching it out a bit. Let's see. We'll figure it out as we go. This could be quite a nice table decoration as well if you have some summer barbecue parties coming up. Or birthday parties. I'm gonna put it down now so it can dry. Okay, back to the green. I hope it will be enough with 3. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to make one more. So dark green on the out edge, on the shorter side of your A4. I don't think it's Father's Day in Finland though. We have different dates. And also one thing, today we are celebrating the Queen Elizabeth II's birthday. She turned 94 and it's celebrated today in Windsor Castle. So that should actually be on TV now, I think, or maybe it's gone already. She turned 94 years old, and because of the pandemics, they're celebrating it in Windsor Castle today. Normally they celebrate in Buckingham Palace. So today in art class, earlier this morning, and also yesterday in art class, we created royal crowns that the kids could wear while they're celebrating the Queen's birthday. And we also drew the Union Jack. Okay. Just evening out that line a bit. There. Again, the image is a bit grainy. Maybe I need to turn this light is a bit too strong. I hope you see me okay. It looks a bit grainy on my picture, but hopefully you can see me okay. Okay. Now, black dots. And on the other side. All over the paper. It's gonna be interesting to see now that the lockdown is easing on the 15th, how things will go, how it will go with all the all the virus going on in the world. I hope we're gonna get rid of it soon. I mean, London is starting to look more or less normal now when you go outside. At some point, there was no traffic or no people on the street if you went to the shop. But now it's getting more traffic and back to the usual busy buzz of the city life. Okay, I finished the drawing and now I'm gonna fold it again. Let's put the lid on the glue so it doesn't dry. Thank you, Viro. Viro is saying that it's turning out beautiful. I don't know if you've been watching all this time. This is how it's looking so far. And I felt like this one is a little bit flimsy. It does its work. I mean, it feels like a fan, but it moves quite flimsy. So that's why I thought I'll make one in card this time to make it a bit stronger. It's just a little bit more work making these creases so it folds properly. Use this one. So yes, in my window display, I'm gonna add this one. I might make one, an orange one as well. The fruit orange. Could look quite nice next to that one. So with that one, I'll just make the outlines in dark orange and then make the inside in yellow and orange. So maybe an orange and a lemon. What other fruits could I make? That could look nice together. Okay, folding it. I hope you guys watching are joining the craft. Otherwise, it might get a little bit boring because I'm just, oh, a kiwi. Yes, that's true. Kiwi would be fun. So the outside will then be brown and then different shades of green and then some black dots in the middle. That's a good idea. Kiwi is a great idea. And you could even make like a smiley face on it if you want. Like cute eyes and smile. Okay, let's see. This is the last one now. Now it will be interesting to see if I need to make one more or if this will be enough. Let's see, I'm gonna put some glue on the inside and fold it together. When I tested this out just with normal paper, it was enough with 3 papers, 3 A4s, to make a complete circle. But let's see if this will work. So here's the last paper. Folding it really properly to make those creases strong. And then I'm gonna put some glue on this side, all the way here towards the center, like that. Putting proper amount of glue so it will stick on nicely. And then we'll put it this way. Glue it together. Need to hold it for a few seconds to make it last. I can see people coming in and people going. If you recently joined, say hello in the chat box so I know who's here. Okay, there's the crease. So now I've joined all the 3 papers that have been folded into these creases. Just need to let this one dry for a little bit before I open it completely, so it doesn't open up, which it did. Yeah, I think this will be enough once it's dried so I can stretch it properly. You need to let that glue dry for a bit, but once it's dried, you can stretch it fully. And then it will make a hand fan. Now the last part is to tape on the popsicles or I'm using wooden knives to tape them on here. Hey Thriller Art, Kyle is in the house. How are you? Yes, we're making a watermelon fan. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you're not driving today. Sometimes you join in from the car and that is very, very dangerous. Thrilla, do you use these markers? I was speaking about them earlier. They're super good. Thick on one side, thin on the other. And this is something that I can imagine Kyle using. Go check out Thrilla Art's channel. He is absolutely amazing. And he's such an entertainer as well. He's super fun. I think like half of his videos are making you laugh and half of them are his artworks. No driving today. Well done, Kyle. I'm so proud of you. Now I'm looking for my tape. Can you tell me where I put that? I've got all of these like small little bags and stuff that I bring to my art classes, and then I can't find what I'm looking for. I think it should be in here, though. It was just so packed that I couldn't see it. There's some glue, stamps. There it is. Aha, tape. So I'm using tape to stick on those little sticks on the inside, and then you can use it as a paper fan like that. You hold on to the sticks like this, and when it gets really hot, it works perfectly. So this one I made several years ago, 3-4 years ago. And I thought it's time to up the game a bit and make a new one. So I'm gonna tape this one on in here. Now when I made the first one, I had silver tape. But of course, I've run out of silver tape, so now I'm just using normal. If you have some cool, like, pattern tape, it's nice to put pattern tape on the inside because it looks nicer, obviously. But if you're like me and you only have normal tape around, that works just as well. So I'm sticking it on the inside like that. And if you don't have a wooden... Artemis, by the way, Artemis is here. Artemis, these I got from your mom. When you guys still lived in London, can you believe I still have them? They were a bit of like, you sent me a package and there was like wooden spoons and wooden forks and wooden knives. I think it's from the same ones. That is so funny, I just remembered. So yeah, what was I saying again? Now I lost my thought. Thanks for the kind words, says Kyle from Thriller Art. You're ever so welcome, Kyle. I completely forgot what I was talking about, but yeah, These knives are from Altenis. Okay, so I'm taping these ones on now, one on both sides, like that. And eventually, if I come across any nicer pattern tape, I'm gonna cover it. I think black and white striped tape would be fun. It would add a nice addition to it. I'm keeping a pause because it makes such a loud sound when I pull this out. There we go. And then, again, taping it on like that. I actually want to turn it the other way around, so let's put it this way. And like this, let's see, so it's more or less the same. Okay, there. And there. And let's stick it on properly. So again, it's a little bit of recycling or using what you have at home, and paper craft. And it's a little DIY hand fan that you can use as a gift to someone this summer, maybe. Father's Day is coming up in the UK, as mentioned. Don't forget your dads. And maybe make them a summer hand fan. Let's see how hot it'll get this summer. Okay, hopefully that will stay on. Now I'm gonna put a little bit more on this side, on the back. There, that should be it. So if this one is, I'm afraid to stretch it too much so it doesn't open up in the glue. Once it's properly dried, you can push it together. Oh, fingers crossed it won't open in the glue. You can push it together like, see, I told you. Okay, I'm not being patient enough because I just want to show you how it will turn out. But you get the point, right? And then you can fold it together like this and tie it on with a little ribbon, and you can put it in your bag when you're not using it. Where is that part that opened up again? Is this somewhere here? Okay, that's it. It seems to be stuck now. So that's our little paper fan. So let's see, to make some more, I will probably, you see that window over here? That's where I have the rainbow. And I think it's time to clean that off. So I'm gonna wash that one off, and then I'm gonna make a summer display. So that is coming up on the channel. So let's see. The summer display is coming up, and the Bluebird challenge that Dina Tollefson has posted. So paint a bluebird or something blue or just a bird. You can choose yourself to be part of that challenge. That's another project coming up. A third one coming up is the new die cutting video. Once I get that delivery, that will be coming up as well. This one is actually quite fun for this time. Is it Pride Month now in June? I think so. Now I'm being a little bit ignorant for not knowing that, but I do believe it's Pride Month. So if you made a rainbow, that is very relevant right now. You can just show your support for the rainbow community or for COVID hope. But I hope that that is going to ease now and we don't need so many rainbows for that anymore. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Let's pray everything goes well. Let's see. Viro is saying the rainbow's still there, Shar. Yeah, it's still there in the window. I think it's time to to update it. So yeah, for the bluebird project, I'm gonna make a phoenix bird rising from the ashes. I'm looking forward to making that video as well. So this one I will tie together and hang in the window together with, maybe I'll make a kiwi like Charlotta mentioned, a kiwi, an orange, a lemon, a watermelon, and let's see what else I can think of. I think I'll also make some silk papers and stick them on there and then paint something on the window itself to light up the street a bit and fill this town with some art and colorful things. But yes, I believe we're coming to an end with this arts and crafts for today. Do you have any wishes for next week's Saturday? I will do at least 3 more sessions of these. Let's see how the outcome is and what you guys say. I will also post a poll so that you can vote on what you want to do in the future sessions. You can barely see the bird that I made up there. Do you remember that Zentangle bird? You can't really see that well, that far away. But that's another paper mache bird that I made. And I'm gonna make the what do you call it? The phoenix bird in the similar technique. So paper mache and then painting it. I think I'll make it blue. And yes, I've got so many projects. I have like, I don't know if you're anything like me, but I have like 50 gazillion projects that I want to do. And I have all of these art books. You might have seen this one before. And the bubble painting that we made last time. I have so many of these artist books laying around. And I kind of like, I must admit that I really enjoyed the spare time that I've had during this lockdown. Even though it's sad times that we're going through in the world, I've enjoyed calming down a little bit and having time to create all of these things in my artist books and my art studio. I spent most of the time in this little tiny room. Crazy, right? But time flies by when you're painting. Also remember that one is just laying around down here for now. Yes. But I think I'm gonna let you go now. We're coming up to 1 hour. Milla also has a million projects. Yes, I bet. I can see it in your posts. Milla, I'm so happy that you're sharing your artworks with me because it makes me so happy, and Ronja as well. I can see that you have that kind of joy for crafting. And when you have that kind of spark within you, your house will be filled with craft projects. It's just how it is. But it's fun. Anyways, thank you ever so much, all of you, for joining today. I hope you enjoyed this session. If you took part, do show me on Instagram, tagging, as you can see, in the pinned message over here. I finally learned how to use that pin as well. I'm feeling so advanced. So yeah, tag me on Instagram using LDN Art Nanny, and I will add you to my story for 24 hours. But yes, enjoy your weekend. Have fun. Look after each other. Stay creative. And I shall see you again next week. And bye-bye.